Welcome to Amalgamation, the participation trophy of whiskey. Everyone's vote counts.
Welcome back to Drinks and Chill. My name is Gio, this is Matt, and today we are reviewing
The Amalgamation.
The Amalgamation.
That
just has like an awesome name.
Right? We'll tell you about this amalgamation here after we pour it.
Austin, Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Struggling there, pal?
Yeah. All right, so we're going to go ahead and try some amalgamation here and see what we think.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, it smells,
Smells like alcohol.
yeah.
It smells like rubbing alcohol.
No, it's got like, it smells like, yeah, it does smell like rubbing alcohol. If like rubbing alcohol had like
A flavor to it?
a flavor to it.
Like a drop of perfume.
Yeah. It's like they added like artificial flavoring to rubbing alcohol. But I'm not sure what that artificial flavor is supposed to be.
Oh my god, that burns. I don't know how to smell this.
It's almost like medicine. Like, you know how you get like that cherry medicine? It almost has
like cough medicine?
Yeah, it almost has that type of like smell to it. It's not exactly that cherry flavor or cherry scent, but it's sort of that medicinal quality to it.
That burns. There was a slight flavor in the very beginning. Very, very beginning.
Oh, that's weird. Now I'm going to tell you about this whiskey. This whiskey wasn't necessarily meant to be good.
Really?
Yeah, it was just meant to be like weird.
Oh, because it's Austin.
Well, not just that, but so this whiskey, the Amalgamation.
Oh wow, you just downed that thing.
No, I still have some. All right, so this whiskey, the Amalgamation, is a 12 grain whiskey. So most whiskeys are going to be 3 grain, or most American whiskeys, I should say, like bourbons. They're going to be usually like corn, either wheat or rye, and then barley. Some will have all 4. There are 4 grain whiskeys that have corn, wheat, rye, and barley. This one is a 12 grain. It's still just corn, wheat, rye, and barley though, but there's 3 different types of each one. And the way they did it is, this is Crowded Barrel, and they have a Patreon. So they put a vote in the Patreon, and basically the results of the vote is the percent of that grain that's in here. So they had people vote on these grains, and if like, oh, this grain got 2% of the vote, then 2% of the mash bill is that grain. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So let me read the mash bill to you.
Oh, you broke it down.
15% Golden Promise malt or barley, 4% Maris Otter barley, 22% Texas Munich malt. So that's all the malt. Next, the corn is 2% Yellow Dent corn, 20% Bloody Butcher corn, which apparently is very expensive, and then 5% blue corn. The wheat is 5% White Winter wheat, 5% Turkey Red wheat, and 6% Red Fife. And then finally, the rye is 2% Elben rye, 10% Danko rye, and 5% Rennes Abruzzi rye. And if you add those all up, it comes out to actually 101%, but I think it's just because of the way it was rounded. You could say the mash bill for this is 41% malted barley, 27% corn, 16% wheat, and 17% rye, which is weird.
Yeah. That's why they didn't like small bottles?
I guess so.
Or do they have like larger bottles for this too?
Well, I don't know if they're going to have larger bottles, because they were giving that away at the Bastards Ball, which is like an annual event that they have there at Crowded Barrel for the Whiskey Tribe, like community Patreon. And they were giving those out like in the little goodie bags. So everyone who attended got one of those. What they did is at the very end of the event, like at the closing ceremonies, they had everyone like pull theirs out and try it. I didn't try mine just because I still had to like drive an hour and a half home, and I didn't want to be drinking that like right before I was driving, because it is strong and I had been drinking whiskey all day. So, but these were the notes that they gave. Daniel Whittington, these are his notes, tasting notes. On the nose, he got whiskey and all over the place. And on the taste, he got weirdly interesting. So those were his tasting notes. And it's strong too, and that's part of why I didn't want to drink it that day.
Yeah, 122 proof.
Mm-hmm.
Age 18 months.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna go ahead and add this to the infinity bottle. There we go. The amalgamation is now part of our infinity bottle. Bing.
Yay!
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be one of those, like if they do release it in large bottles, I don't know if it's going to be one that I actually buy, because it's just not that great. And like I said, it wasn't designed to be that. Like the mash bill was completely determined by the way people voted. So they weren't like out to like make an amazing whiskey. It was more like an experiment.
Yeah, getting their Patreons involved.
Mm-hmm. That's what usually ends up happening in that Patreon, is that they'll say, hey, you know, we can do the whiskey one of 3 ways, and then like, you know, whichever way got the most amount of votes is the winner. And then, you know, some people, you know, never get their way because they always vote for like the minority option. So they said that this way everyone's voice was heard. So like if you were one of the 2% that voted for that particular grain, then 2% of the whiskey is going to be that grain.
Yeah.
So it's kind of neat. It's a neat idea. In practice, I don't know if it works. I mean, I don't think it tastes bad.
No.
It's just not.
I mean, I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's just not for me.
I tasted someone's and I was like, nope, sorry.
Oh yeah, I've tasted much worse.
No, that's not bad though.
No.
It was worth tasting.
Yeah, it's interesting to taste how all those different grains taste together.
Mm-hmm.
All those different types of corn and wheat and barley and all that. All right, so what would you rate this?
7.5, 7.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I'd probably give it like a 6. Like I said, it wasn't bad, but I don't think it's one that I would like reach for. It's cool, like just knowing the story behind it and how it was done. It's kind of a neat like novelty whiskey, and I'm glad I got one of these. And I actually do have another one that I'm probably not going to open for a while. Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah, but you're a more harsher critic than I am, so
I guess so. All right, well, that was our review of Crowded Barrel Whiskey Company's The Amalgamation. If you went to the Bastard's Ball and had this, let us know down in the comments what you thought of this whiskey. If you haven't, though, let us know what other Texas whiskeys, possibly Crowded Barrel whiskeys you've had that you've enjoyed. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.